And we're back. So, I never even explained it in the last video. So yeah, we have a new setup here. I'm not sure how the lighting's going to look, especially because it's daytime back here. I'm getting some new curtains, so that should work out better. But I wanted to fix the problem of me looking back and forth to the camera, my face not being always at the camera, and I think even in the last video I was still like just looking up over here for no reason half the time. But also the microphone problem, because my voice just kind of goes in and out and in and out and in and out because I'm talking here, talking here, talking here, talking here, talking here, talking here. So this should cut out some bullshit. Let me know what it looks like. Let me know what you think. I hope I'm not too small on the camera. You know, gotta be big. But yeah, we got a new set. Actually, we put it together.
It is recording.
I'm gonna end up pushing out recording. What if I just, instead of the like books, I put this? That actually looks pretty cool. Dude, Ivan's house. So I rented Ivan a house. Yeah. You know what? That'll be in the next video. I'm gonna leave that there.
Here, do this. Here, take the house down.
Take the house. There we
Hold
go.
on.
You're like, fuck Buzz Aldrin's book. Oh.
Like, just a little bit, like it's making stairs.
Like a staircase. Yeah, I need to like throw
It's
some like
open,
pennies. Yo, grab the little change jar in there real quick. Yeah, we'll make it look like there's literally like an idol, like an offering. Put some stuff down in. I'm gonna be able to see this in the video since it's recording. Yeah, there we go. There's his offerings, his peace offerings. Maybe I should like light some incense. That's what I'll do whenever I make the Pseudobabble videos, where I just like go over the fucking bullshit. And now we're here, and we got Ivan, and so it's gonna be a good time. So let's go over some screenshots because I still have a good amount of them on here. The other 2,000 are on my phone, but we've got about 40 left over here. Oh, this one's a Facebook post. Okay, Mike Larry. Administrator, I promise I won't do more than 1 to 3 posts per day. Mostly questions. Some questions will be weird. Like, you've got people, like, literally, like, don't worry, I've only got 3 questions. Don't be so bugged. They act like they're not bugged, but trust me, these people really get bugged, and you'll find out in videos to come. But, question, how many levels or dimensions or planes or realms or densities are there in the metaphysical existence? It's a great question, Mike, actually, because, you know, when you're thinking about these, you want to get it down. You're like, okay, you know, how does this work? Let me tell you. Let's look at the answers. So, Mike Larry comments again. Says, barely there are 8 levels, densities. After 5th density, you don't need a physical body anymore. We are in 3rd density, as I understand it. That is also the density of illusion. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. An infinite number. As many as possible. Sefer Yetzirah describes 5 axes of existence. In addition to time and the 3 dimensions, the 5th one being spirit, which is proximately the source, or which is proximity to the source. According to R. Arya Kaplan, or resemblance to the source, according to R. Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, as translated by fuck the names. Someone else was like, do you mean where physical bodies exist? And I just commented, everybody seems to have a separate answer. Fuck. And I don't have the screenshot for it right now. I might try to find, I don't even know where this is. I'm not going to look for it. But the guy who owns the group, he was just like, everybody has their own truth. And I'm just like, I didn't comment because they will block me. This is not how truth works. You don't just get to have your own truth. It's my truth that I get to own your time. You must spend an hour over here every week. I shouldn't even have to clarify, but as magicians and coyotes, you should know that we adopt whatever belief best serves our intent. Dude, you're gonna go rob a bank, and my belief at the moment is that theft isn't illegal. All right, theft isn't illegal, and then you'll just get away with it. That's how manifestation works. Deities and beliefs exist as tools and archetypes that are only as real as we believe them to be. You don't get to believe something and make it real. It's not. Why? This is simple stuff. This is like real simple stuff, and it just goes over people's heads. That said, I've read in certain pieces of text that the reason God created reality was because he was bored okay, so he goes on to say whatever you believe is the truth, but then he's like, but hold on, God created reality, and he was bored, which he didn't say it, he read it somewhere else, but people read it and they're like, well, this says it, so it's true. They sound smarter than me, more spiritual, and it's true. He was bored or lonely, or both. Imagine being the only consciousness in existence for eternity. What lengths would you go to keep yourself entertained? Wait, what? Why do you want to be entertained? Are you a gigantic, all-encompassing consciousness? A sea of consciousness? No. So why would you think that something like that, if it even existed, would want to be entertained? Did it have a brain? If it had a brain, I might understand that. But you're just saying consciousness. See, what exactly do any of these people even mean with what they're saying? It sounds really good to the people who are in belief. But when actually questioning it, it doesn't really hold up, and it usually contradicts itself. So he unfolded and fragmented himself out to create the universe. I was content with his explanation for a couple of years. But then I thought, isn't that humanizing God? Okay, see this guy? Okay, sweet. There we go. Oh, who made this post? I'd like to, oh man, that's pretty good. Nick Arambula. That, fucking exercising some logic right there. Yes, that is humanizing God. That's kind of the point I was trying to make, why would it be entertained? Well, let's see where it goes. I thought, isn't that humanizing God? Jung's creator/artist archetype aims to create things of enduring value. He creates because he wants to. I don't really like that, but okay. I like this explanation better. God made the universe simply because he wanted to make something of value. Value is vague, subjective, and based on many things. I don't like the whole, well, God did it because God wanted to. Because even we do things that we want to, and we do things that we didn't even necessarily want to. And so, he's still humanizing God. Okay, I told you, they always contradict themselves. God made the universe simply because he wanted to make something of value. That's something that we seek. Do you think when birds are making their nest, they're trying to make something of value? They're like, I'm going to create this. No, there's reasons that they do it, but it's not just they want to create something of value. That could be applied to anything. I'm taking a shit because I wanted to create something of value. I want to get it out of me. But whatever. Setting the base for totality, he made something beautiful, tragic, horrifying, romantic, and comical. Reality. That's only to us. Only to us. Only to like social greeters, or a portion of them. But he's still humanizing God. They say God is omnipresent. So maybe he encompasses all archetypes. But if you were to ascribe one to him, wouldn't the artist/creator be it? Isn't he basically the epitome of this archetype? Now, buddy, I want to answer that question not from a skeptical point of view, but assuming that all of this is real. Because I get interested in little nitpicky talks like this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be too much of a fucking debunker, as I've been called recently. But so there's gods, and then we have creator gods, we've got war gods, we've got this and that. If you're talking about creator of the universe, okay, you said God is omnipresent. Which one? You talking about biblical God? Because the biblical God in that framework is the creator God. It's the creator of all. And so I'm not, I would change it to, would the creator of the universe, the beginning of everything, because that's what these people believe, wouldn't it be like an artist or creator type archetype? I can see that, only because obviously creator God creating everything, but why would it not have a mix of things? Like biblical God's got a lot of war in him. If you haven't read the Old Testament, there's a lot of war God in that God. So it could be a mix of artist, creator, and maybe actor. Who knows? You know? I don't know. If I was going to ascribe one to him, honestly, it'd be like a Joker. The Joker, honestly. Madman. Creator God, whatever created this, he's a madman. That's my answer. I think I just spit all over the microphone. If you're a Leo, let me know up front so I can Leo ass alone. Get the fuck away from me, y'all. Leos lie like a motherfucker. I can't stand it. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, so much yes. So yeah, remember in the manifestation one? I manifested a free snack. I managed to finish an important task in the office. Finally had the time to go to the dentist. Lol. I also found me a new hobby and a lovely chat with my SP. Life is good. I said, tell me about the free snack. Well, it's related to the office task. As I was walking home, I felt a sudden craving for crackers and beer. When I got home, someone is calling on the phone. It's my boss looking for me. He said he's down at the bar near the office with some of the team members and the drinks on him. Bravo. Did you really eat crackers at the bar, though? Maybe you got some chili. That's not even what I was looking for. Where's the... Oh, well, I had a good one for you, but I think I messed up the order, so I need to fix it, and we're just gonna go as we come. Haven't manifested yet, but I have just started putting the energy out there for me to manifest an increase in income. I will receive the $1,300 a month increase because the universe provides. I'm visualizing it is already mine, and boy, it feels good. Remember the last video when I said people don't think, like I don't think that they think anybody, they just think the universe. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to receive $1,300 a month increase. An increase. That's not just like baseline making 13. He's getting $1,300 increase. Pretty good. Because the universe provides. You know, someone probably gave this dude the hookup, and like, dude dips home. It's like, can't wait to get on Reddit. Tell everybody about what I just manifested. Everybody, just here in my garage. I got tons of knowledge with me. I keep totally missing the point with some of these posts. That wasn't a success story. They hadn't gotten $1,300. It was them basically casting a spell publicly. And they keep going over my fucking head. It's hilarious, honestly. So that one from the last video, I have enough money that I don't have to worry about being able to pay for something ever again. I'm in bed with the love of my life. My heart's full and I tingle and a massage or something. I forgot who commented. They're like, I think he's trying to use the law of attraction. That's so funny. They're like LARPing. They're oh my God. They are, oh man, they're like flex life LARPing. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Manifested an apartment. Earlier this year, I told my boyfriend that when our lease is up, we'd be moving regardless, but we would stay in the same apartment complex, but move to a bigger apartment. I had a laundry list of items, like it would have a balcony where I can view the moon. You know, the moon moves through the... It looks like it moves through the sky, but... Okay. I guess, maybe this chick, she lived somewhere where... she just could never see the moon. Just how pitiful. I feel bad for her. I hope you get that apartment you want. I said that reason because I would be starting a new job that pays more. More time passed and we didn't renew our lease since we were hoping to hear back from interviews out of state. When we talked to the leasing agent, he suggested to go ahead with the intention to move out, and if some time passed, we could just sign a new lease to our current apartment. I didn't get the job I was hoping for and found out that someone else pre-leased our apartment. What? You see, if it would have gone right, they would have been like, the manifestation worked. But just wait, they just keep on going until it works, and then it's like, oh, yep, there it goes. We looked at available and soon-to-be available apartments in our community and found one that had more space but a patio, way closer to the better amenities, and would be ready 2 days before we needed to move out. Hell yeah. And best of all, it was cheaper than our current rent. Now, I still believe that my job is on its way, and I am ready and excited for it. In case you were wondering, the moon from where I'm sitting in my patio looks gorgeous tonight. Oh, that's a happy ending. That sounds so awesome. Congratulations. Your new job is on the way as well. It's like people at church that are like, God's working miracle. God's working for you right now. God is pushing boundaries. God is knocking on doors for you. And there just ain't nothing God can't do. God's just so damn good. God damn. I am manifesting the job I visualized. Whoa. My friend said no one gets a job out of college right away. Actually, yeah. You know, your friend's kind of crazy. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I simply don't believe that. I saw it today online. Entry level, legal field, downtown in my city. All three qualities that I have been visualizing in my first career post-college. I will be called into for an interview and it will go successfully. I will be hired soon enough. Better yet, I am hired. I am doubt-free and I am employed. See? They're always like manifesting things that they're actively working towards. So it's like not so great. It's like if I prophesize that Ivan's going to be on the floor by the end of this video. I don't know how. We'll find out. But if I end up working towards it, was it because I said it? And was it because I manifested it? I spoke it into existence? You know what? You're done immediately. There we go. You're going in the drawer. Oh, so there we go. Oh, the manifestation didn't happen. He didn't end up on the floor. He's in the fucking drawer. You know what? That's so mean. People are going to give me shit for that. Manifest heads. Tell me I didn't just fucking manifest that. Tell me I didn't just fucking manifest that. You know what, Ivan, you probably helped with it. You're coming back out. There you go. You got your privileges back. Where were you? Yeah, you were right there. Yeah, here. By the way, we're going to do a video where I'm going to teach you how to do a specific spell working with Ivan. It's going to be wonderful. I manifested my job with 3 times 3 3. I keep seeing this everywhere. I don't know exactly what it is, but I wrote, I love my new fun job with much higher pay, 33 times for 30 days. So even when you do stuff like that and you end up getting the job because you were working on manifesting it. So it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. And you're like, well, Hayden, that's good. But guess what? You can self-fulfill all damn day long without any of this. I'm self-fulfilling this video, and I don't need to waste time doing 3x33s or 5x55s, whatever the fuck that is. Everybody, just here in my garage. So just from editing this video, the context clues that I'm getting from these 5x55s, 3x33s is that they're literally like writing whatever they want down X amount of times for X amount of days. So if it's 3x33, or if it's 33x3 or 33 or whatever, they're doing it 33 times a day for 33 days. And for the 5x55s, they're doing it like 5 times for 55 days, or 55 times by 5 days. I hope somebody isn't trying so hard to manifest something that they're actually working on it for 55 days. Also, I want to mention here, so last night I was editing this video, and I didn't catch, even though I mentioned in the video that these people will like almost do the law of attraction in a post. They'll be like, I am getting the job. I'm getting 1 million subscribers. Or I have 1 million subscribers, as if they have it. And like it keeps going over my head, and it even went over my head while I was editing it. And then I put it in the video. I was like, hey guys, went over my head. And then I think like 2 minutes after that, I'm like, yo, by the way, they keep doing this shit. And it just went right over my head. You know, you can do better. Or, you know, you're doing great. I don't want to say you can do better like you're not doing good enough. But what I'm saying is this thing that you think helps you so much, I'm not convinced it helps you so much. And the only way to really prove that to yourself would be to step into that, because you don't have to leave this sort of belief forever. You can come back. But I'm pretty sure if you clear up some time that you usually would be watching and listening to hours worth of this stuff or reading about it, just a lot of people want you hooked on that, you could be getting a lot of work done, because this teaches people how to take some action. That's all I hear. Whenever I'm reading these stories, I just see all kinds of action taking, all kinds of work getting fucking done. So I think that they've made it to a degree and that they're ready to, what I call, take the training wheels off. So in the comment about that, I manifested a job 3 by 33. Awesome. Congratulations. I'd love to hear how you manifested this. I love hearing success stories. It's really inspiring. Thank you. I used the 5 by 55 method. I meditated every day visualizing how I'd be if it were to happen. I did EFT tapping from Brad Yates' channel on YouTube, and the most important was getting my hands on Dr. Joe Dispenza's book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Ooh, we might need to go over that, guys. Truly life-changing event for me. I'm 22, and this is only leading me further to becoming more aware spiritually. Remember when I was talking about how this thing kind of fuels itself into itself as more things happen? I think I called this a come to Jesus moment. I didn't mean that. It was more of a conversion moment, is what I'm trying to say. It's because these things just, it like goes under their belt, and they're becoming more aware, more woke. Oh, God. Oh, that stretch felt spiritual. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. That wasn't a joke. Oh, come on. I'm trying to find. Where is it? Oh my God. So something's fucked up in these because I keep finding the top and then the bottom of a post, and they're not together. Everything else is together. So I'm gonna put it off to the side, and we're gonna go over everything else in between, and just, dude, it's gonna be a bitch editing this video. So here's some looking sigils. I'm attracting my dream relationship. I am open to finding love. I attract romantic love, and it looks like that arrow is going in that ass. Questions on finding a teacher and guidance. New people always end up, because there's so much in it, and you wonder like how people know. Like it is a lot of wow when you hear about different planes and all these things in spirituality, and that's why I think his name was Mike at the beginning of the video. He was like asking, he was like, hey, how many different planes are there? He's like, I want to know. It's a good question. In spirituality, it's this need to find a person who has some type of higher knowledge above you, right? You can go to anybody, any teacher. You can email. I think Stanford University has actual recordings of their like psychology, philosophy courses, like other things like that. And that's a real teacher. That's a real guy. They can't rip you off with some false idea. They're showing you things that have accumulated over so much time. Things that we've been thinking and debating about for tons of time. And the thing is that teachers like that are fine with debating and figuring out ideas for the most part. But, people like this, the teachers and the guidance, the woke gurus, it's dangerous. Sam Harris has a book about this, and he talks about this in it, I'm pretty sure, because I've flipped through it a few times while I've been at the bookstore. Waking up. And he makes an analogy with, a guru and a golf teacher. Golf teacher's going to show you methods and what works and his way and this and that. Kind of, how a guru would, but we can measure and show how good you're getting with golf. We can see how good you're getting. Spirituality, it's up to you or your teacher to, I'm more woke, I'm more spiritually advanced. And of course, in this big group of New Age, as James Randi calls it, there's so much baffling and crazy information that it sounds like I would want to believe it. Shit, not gonna lie. But you can only question. You're like at the footsteps of Ivan's home, right? You haven't made it to enlightenment. Oh, dude, I'm gonna make some artwork with that. That's what I'm gonna do eventually. But let's get on with the post. I'm tired of ranting. That was the last video. I've been learning about Wicca and paganism over the last year and found it to be a profound guttural truth. However, even after this time, I am so confused by almost everything outside the realm of Protestant Christianity, his upbringing or her upbringing, that I would so much rather ask a human or entity, find me an entity, than read several self-contradicting books. Boom! Oh, smacking them. Yeah, I'm so confused by almost everything that I'd much rather ask a human than read several self-contradicting books. let me tell you, the people out there are self-contradicting too. You're just going to look around until you find somebody that kind of meshes with you, makes you feel good, or that you kind of agree with, right? It's hard to help these people. People are going to do this anyways. People write in, they ask questions, they're like, how do I hell, someone was telling me about, oh man, I can't believe I'm about to say this. So somebody emailed a buddy of mine about wanting help from a demon to be turned into a mermaid, practically. And you don't think that this stuff can be abused? You don't think this shit just gets stretched a little too far? And there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people, and I know there's going to be occultists that watch this that are like, yeah, Aiden's right, but, they're still going to have their beliefs. I'm fine with that. You go to atheist boards, and there's tons of agnostics and even, like, Christians who kind of don't like nowadays Christians that go and watch atheist videos. But, my God. Turn me into a mermaid. Oh, speak of the devil. Here's on our Magick. Does anyone know a way to be able to start or stop time? Like, dude, could you imagine if someone could do that? Man, fuck that, dude. We would be fucked if someone was able to do that. I am so glad you cannot do this. I'm totally new to this world, and I understand this, if possible, would likely take a powerful person, but I'm really curious if the ability to start/stop time on command is possible. I've read some things, but I'd love input from more experienced people. Certainly we talk about the possibilities of time travel, or what it would necessarily be like. Would it actually be like stepping into another world where everything's the same, or a little bit different, like parallel reality? But this person's like, yo, I want to know how to stop it. Come on, I know you motherfuckers have a secret here on this board, and I'm gonna find. I can't even 7777. I love the first comment. This guy's full of shit. Jesus, you said it, man. Stop time has a prerequisite of freeze object and slow time. Learn those, then level up. That's a meme. That can't be. I hope you're not serious, because you can't tell, because I know that there's tons of people that like fuck around on here, but they're so good at doing it because the other group is so crazy that you don't know if they're joking or just fucking batshit insane. Stop time now as a prerequisite of freeze object and slow time. Learn those and level up. I'm going to go with meme. All right? And hopefully we'll find out someday. Oh, man. So I can't even 7777's profile, the one who's wanting to know about stopping time. This is their past post. Does anyone know about a spell to stop time? Does anyone know a way to be able to stop time? I really wonder what they want to fucking do with this. Does anyone know about a spell to stop time? Ladies, have you ever wondered what other girls smell like down there? Ladies, if you're going to have sex in the morning, do you go clean up first or go at it ripe? Do other girls really enjoy piling the long hairs out of their butt when you... These people are fucking around. These people, there's weird people out there that just have like serious weird questions like this. Ladies, anyone else have a fart bubble happen at an unfortunate time? Oh, this is so stupid. I can't believe. All right. So here we've got a post on Magick. I've lost Magick. Okay, so this has happened before, but I thought it was being stolen accidentally by a friend because he started becoming way more masculine, as is his wish. I'm losing energy and my best friend's getting more masculine. He's stealing my energy. But apparently it wasn't it, because apparently that wasn't it, because he explained away that occurrence. Thank goodness. And my Magick left yet again. Not just that. He's like, yo, whoa, dude. I didn't steal your energy. I just been lifting weights up at the gym, dog. And the other guy's like, oh yeah, that does seem kind of reasonable. Fuck, why is my Magick still gone? I wonder what makes people think that. Like, I wonder if it's just like, is life just going like not for him right now? Because I mean, that happens. It's the inevitable. That's like I said in the last video that I just posted. It's you gotta grow up, dude. Gotta grow up. Your friend's not stealing your masculinity. Not just that, my my empathic abilities have gotten sucky. Okay, so he's just shit out of luck right now. Like nature, of course, felt alive and such. Storms were my favorite cause. It really felt like a force, almost sentient. But now, nature is empty and fake. Nature's fake. Nature is fake news. Not even storms feel like they did. If anyone thinks they might have an explanation for my stuff to have yeeted itself, please share. So comment, I hate to be that one, but are you physically healthy? I thought I had lost my connections for a while, but turns out I had a minor infection that allergies would make worse every time they flared up. The constant illness slowly dragged me down, making it difficult to connect to anything. I never have been more relieved than about a week after finishing my meds. I just instinctually began connecting again. Water first, as always with me. And notice this person fixed his problem after he was taking his medicine, something that spiritual people play down. And no, I'm not this big pharma fucking enthusiast. Keep that in mind. But keeping people, demonizing the medical community is not good for people who are actually having health problems. It's very, very, people die all the time from just not going to the doctor. For little things that they could have fixed for, what, 30, 40 bucks for the pills. And certainly, yeah, there's a lot of really overpriced shit out there. But for what you can do, make it work. And so, there are some people out there, like I said. And you notice, I'm glad he didn't say, well, I was doing this chakra meditation and it helped. It helped a lot. Ooh, so there's a user on the occult Reddit that, while I was questioning, he was some good help, actually. If he's watching this, hey. But either way, so 3 Scarabs is one of those people that cares about proving magic. I like what he's doing. I really like what he's doing. Do I think he's got it yet? Not at all. But I like him a lot better. Or her. I don't know who. I always assume a her, and then it's a he, and then it's back and forth. But, so he has scientific support for magic, and we're going to go over it. Skeptics, red materialists, like to pretend there is no evidence for magic, and unfortunately many believers and practitioners also act as though there is no scientific evidence. This is simply not true. To start, let's define magic. For a reasonable definition of magic, it must be something that doesn't just happen or naturally occur. Central to most, if not all definitions of magic is conscious will and the ability to change things according to that free and conscious will. Let us then define magic as a conscious, willful act that goes against how things would naturally occur without conscious will. Scientific evidence, i.e. empirically testable and reproducible evidence accessible to all people, for magic starts with human self-regulation. Self-regulation is a well-known aspect to the human mind, which requires us to be aware of our deterministic nature, control it, and act differently. To illustrate, surely everyone reading this has felt the desire to yell at the sales associate when the proper context arises. This is the brain, the body, the nervous and adrenal system, all driving the animal nature of the human being to yell at the person standing before them, possibly even for a minor annoyance. Yet, thanks to our consciousness and free will, we can self-regulate. We become aware of this natural desire, the response our body is making towards our coworker or stranger, and then we can simply choose not to follow it, to walk away, take some deep breaths, and move on. Can one really imagine an animal encroaching on another's territory, and the other simply realizing, he probably didn't know this was my territory. Let's go talk it out. As opposed to simply attacking the encroaching animal. I want to pause right here in the middle of it because I didn't put this in my rebuttal, but you can watch videos of like cheetahs, like in the same field as like a gazelle, and they just don't fuck with it. They're just like not hungry or something. It's it's not unheard of. And of course they can't just talk it out. It's okay, but where was I? If I put my dog's favorite treat in front of him without saying anything and leave him to his devices, he is going to eat the treat. It does not matter if he is overweight or if I have him on a diet, he will eat it anyways. A dieting human can have their favorite food in front of them, the physical drive desiring the sweet goodness, and choose not to eat it when left to their own devices. This is empirical proof of consciousness willfully overcoming how thing would naturally occur. I'm pretty sure dogs have consciousness too, bro. Next on the list is cognitive reconditioning therapy. And cognitive science. Yikes. Something like depression or anxiety works within the deterministic system of the body. I really don't know why he keeps adding that in like that. Like, it's not a good fit of words to use. The individual doesn't choose to have random drops in serotonin or whatever their specific issue may be. It simply happens the same as breathing happens and your heart beating happens. But with things like cognitive therapy, humans are able to recognize these coming changes, learn their triggers, and hopefully be able to pull themselves out of their episode with their own conscious willpower. Placebos are further evidence. Where you are given something that explicitly causes no change to the deterministic system, placebos by definition do not cause physiological change. However, the mental belief that one is being aided can cause actual objective change in the physiology of the body, such as with pain. The mind causes physiological change to the system rather than the other way around in this case. We can illustrate this all with a computer system. Say that you start a program like running an antivirus scan, then walk away. Bearing any technological issue, the scan will run and conclude on its own, and that will be that. The scan won't, for instance, magically stop on its own or start Googling about the nature of its existence or questioning its orders, the same as an animal being angered and cannot calm itself down. Only when something external interferes, such as a human being to a computer program or a mind to a human body, the program be interrupted and reach a different outcome. All right. We're going to do this. I'm going to show you everything I said. Because some of these things might not be aware to you. Now, certainly, there was a ton of stuff in there that he said that sounds right. Not gonna lie. But there's some things that I think a lot of people miss. Wow, that's a lot. Ooh. Yikes, oh God. Alright, so here's where I quote him. Let us define magic as a conscious, willful act that goes against how things would naturally occur without a conscious will. Number one, we have to put a block here in the beginning with your definition. We can't necessarily know what would occur naturally within a situation split between a consciousness, willful act, and not one, due to the simple fact that we cannot go back in time. We can't go back in time, dude. So we can't. And we don't know that the thing in question would have happened or not without your will, if this being your definition. And yes, I know what I said won't apply to everything, such as you smacking a person. You kind of have to be there regardless. But in the sense of magic, we can't go back and know that the thing in question would have naturally occurred. And keep in mind, it always happens in a natural way. So the thing that he was trying, for a reasonable definition of magic, it must be something that doesn't just happen or naturally occur. But everything that we do magic for are things that just happen all the time, naturally occur, getting money. It happens all the time. And maybe not like naturally, like you just wake up and there's money up your nose. But it's a purely... See, this is what I mean by the word games. This is exactly what I mean by the word games. Let me just move on, because I don't even think we have exactly that much time to even read this entire thing. So, for a reasonable definition of magic, it must be something that doesn't just happen or naturally occur. Depends, especially on definition, as some people just look at it as natural events occurring in synchronicity with your will. Now, a lot of that model can be boiled down to post hoc reasoning. But in your case, as I'm literally typing out as I'm reading, it seems you're talking about out-of-the-ordinary magic, which I hope you define sometime in the post, because if you haven't, we need to know. And then I quote his... Scientific evidence, i.e. empirically testable and reproducible evidence accessible to all people for magic, starts with human self-regulation. Self-regulation is a well-known aspect of the human mind, which requires us to be aware of our deterministic nature, control it, and act differently. To illustrate, surely everyone reading this post has felt the desire to yell at sales associate when the proper context arises. This is the brain, the body, the nervous and adrenal system, all driving the animal nature of the human being to yell at the person standing before them, possibly even just for a minor annoyance. Yet, thanks to our consciousness and free will, we can self-regulate, we can become more aware of this natural desire, the response our body is making towards our coworker or stranger, and then we can simply choose not to follow it, to walk away, to take some deep breaths and move on. My rebuttal? Can that same impulse that causes you to react be the same impulse that causes you to hold your reaction? I want you to think about that. He's like acting like the reaction one, it's just not you, but then you take control and you don't. They're both impulses. Why do people rule this out? Can it not? Can it not? can that same impulse that causes you to react be the same impulse that causes you, or it comes from the same thing that causes you to hold that sort of thing, to hold a reaction? Again, we can't go back in time to actually test this sort of thing. We can't empirically investigate it. You're moving the illusion of free will and mixing deterministic nature on the reaction, but free will... What the fuck was that writing? You're moving the illusion of free will and mixing deterministic nature on the reaction, but the free will as the exercise of holding back reaction, which is in of itself a reaction. How did you rule out both situations just being free will? Example, I choose today to yell, and tomorrow I choose to hold myself. How did you rule out the situation being both deterministic, as in the same cause for the reaction being the same cause for the exercise of control? That's the thing about the illusion of free will. You always want to think where you're in control and with what. You have no control in how you're going to take what I'm saying. It's literally going to be based off of every other experience and knowledge you've received that you also didn't have control over. But moving on. He says, can one really imagine an animal encroaching on another's territory and the other simply realizing, meh, he probably didn't know this is my territory, let's go talk it out, as opposed to simply attacking the encroaching animal? We are social mammals, and we also have been on an exceedingly better path towards better morals and all in all using our own rationality. This is why we say meh, which actually some don't. Some act as crazy as the animal rather than the animal. We're much different, biologically and psychologically. Quote him, a dieting human can have their favorite food in front of them, the physical drive desiring the sweet goodness, and choose not to eat it when left to their own devices. This is empirical proof of consciousness willfully overcoming how things would naturally occur. That's something that naturally occur if you're on a diet. Oh, fuck. I hope this is... Oh, I need to check that. So the dieting human has a desire to not eat the food, right? Because their desire to be healthy or lose some weight or tone up, bulk up, whatever it is. Can you not look at the dog and realize that you're going to put the treat there? It's going to eat it because it has the same desire to do that. It's acting. A dog has consciousness. You ever scared a dog? Have you ever seen a dog attack? I don't know why. It's like, there's some things he says that, this is what I'm talking about. They mix a lot of life analogy that seems right, and then they throw in things that are just completely just bunk. And you'll miss it. You'll miss it if you do not take it by a claim-by-claim basis. You have to go down the fucking list. And there's a lot that I missed on here. I know that. But, going on about that. So what I said is, again, let's go back to free will. Could your desire for a diet not be deterministic? Let me explain. If I'm bald, do I need a haircut? No. Now, when my hair grows, it leaves me not just in the potential position to grow it, but now to cut it. And you could say, here's where free will comes into play. But it doesn't, because the choice is based on deterministic events. What caused me to want to cut it? What is the new job? What caused the new job? Being in a position of need for more money? And the chain goes on and on and on. Let's bring it back to the dieting human, as people usually equate it to more willpower. People diet for a reason. Usually a goal in sight. The goal in sight is at some contrast to where you're at. And your position that you're in contrast to, and the position that you're in contrast to that wasn't chosen of freely willed, or that wasn't chosen. Wait, what the fuck did I write? You get what I'm saying. If dieting really was the best, why wouldn't everybody just free will themselves to the best health? And you're like, well, no. This is where it comes to exercising it in. The desire is different for everybody. That's what we act on. We all don't want to get out of bed. We do it anyways. Answer. There's way more factors. There's better ways to illustrate the human willpower component, but to be honest, I don't think it will add to what you're trying to do here. I think you need to go back to the beginning and define what we're looking for and what magic is, and any other obscure terms would be. That's what they need to do. See, they run off. Placebos are further evidence. No. All right. And this goes against your original intent for proving magic in the beginning, in my opinion. Here's why. So placebos are a natural phenomenon, nothing out of the ordinary. We know that when we're lied to, man, I misspelled a shit ton in this. We know that when we're lied to, we feel better. And how we feel makes changes. The placebo whittled down to its basics. Now, if you want to say placebos are evidence of magic, conscious, willful act that goes against how things would naturally occur, you have to make the connection, as it literally occurs naturally, and to be honest, there's more to placebo than believing and having had the change as if it happened. Even so, I think placebo was one of the weak evidences I used to fall on. See, placebo at a basic level is just when you're lied to, you feel better. That's just what it is. It's not a magical power. I don't get why people don't get this. Either way, quoting him, we can illustrate this all with a computer system. Say that you start a program like running an antivirus scan and walk away. Bearing any technological issue, the scan will run and conclude on its own, and that will be that. The scan won't, for instance, magically stop on its own or start Googling the nature of its existence or questioning its orders. An AI might. Maybe not this computer, but an AI might. So I'd hold that. I'd hold that. Same as an animal being angered cannot calm itself down. Animals can calm themselves down. How do you think they just get pissed and they just stay pissed? I mean, some animals look pissed all the time. They really do. But only when something external intervenes, such as a human being to a computer program or a mind to a human body. See, when we take, you just kind of debunked your shit, because when you take the human away from the computer, it can still do its own thing, but it's also kind of not viable on its own. Like it's only as good as you. The mind, you cut that thing out of you, you're dead. Me leaving the computer isn't going to kill it. It just might not work. Now, if I had set it to do something, it might keep doing that until the battery runs out. But that's the battery running out. The battery, it's just not a good, I don't like the analogy. I can take this, and I love how I'm just now saying I don't like the analogy, but it says I can take this human computer analogy. So I can take this human computer analogy and change out the computer for scissors. Scissors will sit on the table. They won't cut or do anything on their own or start posting. What was I meaning to write? Start posting during their existence. I think I meant pondering. Yeah, they won't cut or do anything on their own or start pondering their existence. Only when something external interferes, such as a human, or wait, we can have a machine ran by a computer use the scissors. But either way, you can't get from all this and mix these evidences as, well, it's reached this rather than that, as we don't have a way to do it, and not with computers by as far. What am I writing? What am I writing? You can't get from all this and mix these evidences. You can't get from, what am I doing? You can't get from all this and mix these evidences as, well, it reached this rather than that, as we don't have a way to do it, and not with computers by as far as my knowledge. Again, we can't time travel. I think I'm just trying to say, like, we can't time travel. Unless we have instance, it's really hard to prove anything, and even with instance, it's a bit harder to identify causality to make the connection. If you're going to say that, like, consciousness can do this, it can make this hit heads 200 times in a row. Be like, that's unnatural, completely natural. It's set up to happen. We've got gravity to bring the coin down for it to eventually stop flipping, and it's got a head and a tail. So the option's there. There's a 50% chance. No. Alright, am I gonna have to do this stupid shit again? Yeah, I am. Alright, I know it's dark, guys. Calm down. Alright, just, if you don't move, nobody will get hurt. Hold on. Daddy's fixing this. Daddy's fixing it. Boom! There we go. Oh, nope. Now it's recording, I think. God, my hair looks fucking terrible. Either way, I'm going to have to pull up these pictures now. There we go. So we can't go back in time to see these unnaturalistic phenomena. See, the best way to prove magic would be to actually rule out... post hoc reasoning. Confirmation bias. And there's ways to do that. But they can't do it. I couldn't do it. You can explain it a lot of magic away with a lot of things that are in, go pick up The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. There's a lot of things in that you'll think that there's so many things that we think are just so unexplainable that are really explainable. And even if they're not explainable, I want you to know that doesn't make whatever theory you think about it true. That's called an argument from ignorance. Well, I don't know how this would work, so it must have been this. I don't know how I could have gotten this video out. It must have been Ivan helping me out. I don't know how the universe could have came around, therefore Ivan. And you notice that's what a lot of people do. The New Agers even do it. They're like, how could everything just fucking exist here? It had to be created by God, duh. What other options did you rule out? Do you know about the other options? There's tons of theories. There's the theories that involve God, gods, no God, computer programs, guys named Jeff up in heaven, and even Ivan now. Hopefully he gets added on the list next to the spaghetti flying monster. I don't really like the flying spaghetti monster, but Ivan, he's really cool. And frogs are out this season, so he is blessing me with a good time. But I want to get this video done because I'm pretty sure, I've basically recorded an hour and a half already. You're getting 2 videos this week, so I might not be back next week. Daddy's got a big project. So until then, I don't expect to be I don't even think I'm going to do another Pseudobabble for a minute. I only did that because I have some time today. But there's a big project I'm going to be working on for probably about a month. And I'll try to get out everything as I can. If I happen to get some time off, so be it. Either way, if you enjoyed this, if you came by and you still don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, just subscribe. It'll fix everything. You'll eventually get it. You'll hear me ramble on enough that you're like, okay, I get it. We fucking get it. Either way, though, I will for you all to prosper. Have a great day.